final FU to the thrall. So for this next part, this is the bridge. This is you're gonna have to put your warlock skills to test here. This is definitely a little bit tricky part. The first change we're gonna make here is we're gonna take out bad juju. It's not a must, but it's really gonna help because we want to get our super as fast as possible. As you can see, I got bad juju out, and you are gonna spec for full agility. You can see what I did here. You're even gonna go with Angel of Light. That does give you a slight agility boost. Secondary, you can run shotgun or sniper. That's mainly going to be for killing the sword bearer. And if you have the raid boots from here, definitely use them because you get an agility boost when you're carrying the sword. And that's going to be really important for when you're doing, I don't know what the technical term is, for sword gliding across this cavern. So just jump onto the center circle here to start the encounter, kill some thrall. Wait for that sword bearer to come out. There he is. I usually like to see where he is right now. This is where I usually like to hang out for the whole encounter. All right. Once you get him down, you're going to pick up the sword. You're going to go to this pillar right here, and you're going to jump on it. Okay? You're going to aim to the left, right where I'm looking right now, to the left of that platform. You're going to jump, and as soon as you see yourself start to fall, you're going to swipe twice in the same direction, and then turn a little bit to go across the bridge. Don't worry, I'm going to explain this a ton of times because you're going to see me do it 5 times. Once you get across the bridge here, do not get off this platform. If you get off the platform, it's going to ruin the encounter, which I can explain in a bit. The goal, obviously, here is to kill those gatekeepers with the sword. The first one you will almost certainly not be able to kill. Do not worry, that is totally fine. You have a ton of extra sword bearers to get across there. Now, when you're on that top pillar, right now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get my super back and then kill the sword bearer and repeat. That's the process. So I got a little downtime here. I'm going to explain why there was a lot of fast moving parts there. So when you get on that pillar with the sword, you want to aim to the left of the platform that you're going to end up jumping to. The reason is there's like this invisible wall, and if you jump straight at the platform, you will actually just die. You'll like hit this wall and die. It's weird. So if you're finding that you're just instantly dying about halfway through the ravine, that's why you're not aiming left enough. So you would want to aim a little more left. If you look on my screen, that's a pretty safe distance of looking left. When I get on this pillar, you'll see. And you're going to want to double jump, right, with burst glide. If you're not using it, switch to burst glide. So you're going to double jump with burst glide. You're going to feel yourself fall for a second. Start swiping 2 swipes, and then start to turn a little bit. Keep swiping. Just mash that R1 button, the melee button if you got your button switch, to get on this platform. Do not leave this platform. The reason is if you leave the platform, you will res on that side B, instead of side A. If you stay on the platform, when you die, you'll res on side A. And this allows you to keep repeating this process over and over again. One other thing you might run into, I forget if I run into it here, is sometimes when you jump across, the gatekeepers that are left that you didn't kill the previous time, they sometimes are ignoring you. And this whole sword encounter from the point you pick it up is on a time limit. So you want to kind of get over there as quick as possible so you have enough time to kill the gatekeeper. If for some reason the gatekeeper's not looking at you, it can kind of hinder your mojo here, and you might not be able to actually kill a gatekeeper per jump, which is totally fine. Again, if you don't kill a gatekeeper, you have way extra swords than you need. I don't know the exact count, but you have a ton. What I will say is there's a way to make them aggro you. So as soon as you get to the other platform, just double jump. Immediately double jump in the air, and the gatekeepers will be like, oh, there's the guardian we were looking for, and they'll come after you. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to play it a little safe. Health's a little low. Definitely you want to try to not die. Yep, popping some special, keeping the shotgun going. That's going to be your main way of getting the sword bearer down. Don't be afraid to use your grenades here on him as well to hit him with Viking Funeral or whatnot. You're not really using the grenades for anything else. Yeah, I'm not doing a super great job here of killing him fast, but it is totally fine. The timer is not really until you pick up the sword, I believe. So you can kind of take your time with this. I don't. It's all over the place. There we go. All right, let's see this again. Grab it. Go to this platform. Yeah, sometimes you throw a grenade over those acolytes. They're kind of a pain in the butt. So jump on this platform. You're going to, again, aim to the left, jump. Swipe, 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 and start moving slowly over to the center. Once you get here, you're going to double jump if they're not aggroing you. Slam them, and use that super on the sword. If you don't know, the sword has a super, and it does a ton of damage. I'm pretty sure it's 1 super hit and then 1 R2 heavy hit to kill a gatekeeper. So definitely pop that super as soon as you can. This is also a pretty safe spot to stand if you're having trouble getting damaged. The reason is these acolytes over here and the knights are kind of a pain in the butt, and if you stay over here, you can kind of manage them pretty well. So this is usually where I stand, honestly. Yeah, these knights can be a pain. Definitely don't want to die there, especially on the. I think you have to do this. If I remember, yeah. Sometimes you just get in the flow here, and you just keep going and keep going, and you forget. But I'm pretty sure you have to kill 5 gatekeepers. Got the sword. Gonna jump up here. Same thing. Aim left. Jump across. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Start turning slowly. Here we are. See, this guy's not looking at me, so I'm going to double jump, and now he's looking at me. Here he comes. I'm going to slam him. I don't know my super. There we go. I was a little close to getting off the platform there, so... So, after you kill enough gatekeepers, what's going to happen is the bridge is going to fully form. If you're coming from year 1, you'll notice this is a little different than with the ogres across the other side there. That's done. So after you kill the final gatekeeper, the bridge is going to form, and at that point, you're going to be able to grab a sword and move to side B freely. So just keep that in mind, because again, there's going to be a lot of fast-moving parts here. So just prefacing that a little bit, so when you see it happen, you'll know what's going on. Same thing. Just keep trying to get that super. One thing to just be aware of is you really do not want to even attempt to jump across that ravine unless you have your super. Yeah, you get a certain amount for killing the sword bearer, and then if you're like quick, you might not be paying attention. You think you have it, and then you don't, and you get over there and you can't res. So just to play it safe, just make sure you got your super and then kill the sword bearer. One other thing to note is that center circle that you stood on to start the entire encounter. Don't stand on that anymore. If you stand on it too long, you will auto wipe. All right, so I'm getting up here, aim left, double jump, swipe, 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 and starting to turn a little bit. Keep swiping. There we go. All right, no need to aggro him. He's there. Hit him. All right. You can now see what I just did there with the. Oh, I got 2 in 1 there. So what I just did, where I used the super at the end, do not do that. That is actually not smart, because if you drop your sword, see how the bridge is fully formed, get a sword and run across it. If you drop your sword while you're hitting the super, sometimes it can trigger res and you'll screw yourself. So after you kill the final gatekeeper for this phase, grab a sword. If you didn't die, just grab a sword on the far side where you were, and come over to this section where I'm going right now. This section is super safe. There are guys that come out behind you. You stay on a pillar where I just jumped, you will be totally safe. This is definitely the best spot to stand. Here I'm switching back to armor. It's not necessary if you're feeling confident, but you might as well take the time to do it. You're definitely going to be able to tank a lot more hits. I'm also going to switch to a sniper, and I'm going to switch to Gallahorn. So the whole part of this second phase is you got to kill all of the knights and acolytes and thrall here, and eventually when you do, 5, I believe, more gatekeepers will come out, which you need to kill with that sword that you brought over here. There is only one enemy here that really could pose an issue, and it's that. He's pink on my screen because I'm using the colorblind mode. But that boomer. Everyone else here is pretty much melee. I think there might be a couple acolytes, but they're not going to kill you if you're standing up on that rock. This is not super smart to do with the sword. I've had a decent amount of practice with it. If you want to have some fun, dance around and taunt them. But if this is your first time, what I'm going to advise you is stay on that top section that I was standing on and just snipe them. Hit them with the scout rifle. There is no time limit here. You don't need to go crazy with the sword. Especially since, see these guys came out from the back? See, if I was standing up there, they would just kind of run past me and I wouldn't even notice. So if you're going to go out and do the sword thing for some fun, I know it's tempting, just be aware that there's going to be guys that spawn behind you every once in a while. Aside from that, just keep picking people off. This is pretty fun. Like, you're shooting fish in a barrel over here. Oh, you can hear him coming to buy me. See, I wasn't looking. That's the danger of coming off that pillar. I probably should have picked a clip where I actually stood up there, but this is what I had saved. Use those grenades. There's a lot of them. I mean, this could take a little while, which is why it's tempting, I guess, to use the sword for the super, but there are a lot of guys you got to clear out. But there's really no, the point is there's really no threat here. So just have some fun and go to town. The Ex Machina is so great. I love the reload sound too. They did such a great job with the raid weapons for Wrath of the Machine. I really hope that follows a similar model for Destiny 2. That was I think one of the best parts of the Wrath of the Machine raid is just how fun and unique these raid weapons felt. Oh, here we go. You can see some gatekeepers pouring out. So, just like before, the only way you can kill the gatekeepers was with the sword. So now you're going to have to pick up the sword. If you really wanted to be super, super safe, you could just make sure you picked off everyone that was not a gatekeeper first. That's really not necessary. What you want to do is pick up the sword and kind of cheat up a little bit and then smash them with the super. They will see the steps that I'm like kind of teetering on. I'm behind them now. These enemies will not come up these steps at all. See, I'm sitting down. They won't come up here. So you're totally safe up here. Wait for your super to charge for the sword, because that's going to be your heaviest attack. Then like kind of bait down here. There you go. Bait him, hit him with the super, and then jump back. That was a little bit of a close call. Yeah, you can swipe away if you need to. But stand right on the steps. They won't come. Wait for the super to charge. And bait them out a little bit. It's a little boring, but this is the safest way to do it. I mean, if you want to be a hero and run up there, you can, but I've definitely died late in the game because of this. There you go. You get your reward and you're on to the next section. So for this next section, I do a separate clip here.